It's the NFL on EA Sports. And coming up, we'll see Stephon Diggs. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Thunderbirds and the Sentinels under the lights on Monday night.
We've all waited long enough to get here. It's time for some football as we welcome you to the NFL on EA Sports. So glad y'all could join us for this game. Kate, Scott, and Brock Hewitt on the call for it. And we're expecting quite a bit of offensive gamesmanship, partner. Some veteran savvy out there. Both of our starting quarterbacks have spent quite a long time in this league, and they've got plenty of experience to show for it.
Yeah, I like the way you say that right there. Gamesmanship and veteran savvy. Father Time, he chases down these skill guys. It's a game that's getting younger and younger, right? Because, well, it's hard to be as fast as you've been when you were a rookie. But as a quarterback,
Jason Sanders is out, ready to kick this one away. And away we go, here from San Diego. Set to return, here's Darnay Holmes. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And leading them out in his 13th season out of Michigan State is Kirk Cousins.
that's a loss last week, Kate, that he wears. He's worn it all week long, and I know he isn't the only guy out there. There's 11 on the side on every play. A couple of interceptions. He's going to hold himself accountable. A lot of work's gone into making sure this week's game is an improvement on that.
They'll start this one out with Hall. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. So after their first offensive snap, we'll have a break in the action. One of the linemen in need of some attention from the trainers. From the 39 now, after that explosive start to this drive. First down, and they go right back to him. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Tackle made by Chuck Clark. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Puka Nacua the target on that throw. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Cousins. And after all that time, still nowhere to throw it, and they bring him down. And the defense comes to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Even match in the first half, and you're just kind of waiting, right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
Now on 4th down, it's Trenton Gill out to kick it away. And this will put an end to the drive after it stalled out. He breaks the tackle, and he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. So here's their offense now to take over for the first time. They're led out by the 4-time MVP who's been in this league since 2005, Aaron Rodgers.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And they had that one contained right at the line. Tackle made by Von Miller. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. A pistol snap here, Rodgers. On the move, headed right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
Handoff headed right to Henry. And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
It's only a gain of 1. Back-to-back misfires on the ground, and they're facing 3rd and long. Off play action, Rodgers. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Flat out a tremendous call. Perfect timing to blitz the corner, and the result proves it. There was barely time for the QB to set himself up to throw, let alone look downfield for a target before he was absolutely decked by somebody who I think enjoyed that chance to rush the passer.
4th down, and it'll be the native of County Wicklow in Ireland, Daniel Whelan, on to punt. Coming off 4 punts in that loss, and he boots his first of this game away. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The Sentinels and receiver Puka Nacua back out to take possession. And this truly has been an excellent campaign for him, sitting among the NFL's top 5 in receiving yards. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Working from the gun, it's Cousins. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So it'll be 2nd down. From the gun, it's Hall. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3. Throwing now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
This one finds Gage. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And it'll give him a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. The tight end complete. That's good. Gain of 5. That was Denzel Ward who brought that play to an end. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. They fake the handoff. Now Cousins. Isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. That pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You know, that's a situation. May have worked out better if he'd thrown the ball. His running ability gets him a chunk of yards, but still some work to do to get that 1st down.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. And they may say they're not paying attention, but everybody maintaining a constant eye on the current playoff picture. A lot on the line each week for the teams that think they have what it takes to make a run in the postseason. Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
This is Henry on 2nd. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the second level. Well, someone from the second level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Opening frame of the game, and 2 times already, these defenders have got home for a home run sack. If they get their way, a lot more teammates are going to join them on the stat sheet with the takedown before this one ends.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Another drive coming up for this offense. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. They start the drive with Hall. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Tackle made by Chuck Clark. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's Cousins. On target to his man Gage. Free inside the 30. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Just excellent effort on that catch, and a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
So as we all recover from that last play, it's 1st and 10 near the red zone. Back to throw, Cousins. Okonkwo brings it in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Just a field goal separates these two. More from this one right after this. Welcome back. We're all set to start the second. Offense already out to resume its drive. From the 16. They have it 2nd down, well inside of field goal range. And what a race. He can't hang on. No interception, but nearly a turnover in the end zone. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now Cousins again. Getting out to his left. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Cairo Santos now to try the field goal. Already has 1 in this game, this from 30. Carney's kick is good. And that one was hit great. It sails on through without incident.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Here's Tylan Wallace on the return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Thunderbirds and Derrick Henry making their way back out on offense. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting 2nd right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. Throwing on 1st down, Rodgers. Rolling left, buying some time. He's on the move. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Stop made by Braden Fisk. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Trying down the middle with Henry. He's got to gain a 6 there. Brought down by Fred Warner. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Into the hands of Schultz. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That play good for 17 and a first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Give to Henry on the inside handoff. 3 swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Brought down by Fred Warner. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Another run for Henry. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Going to the ground again on first. Pushing for the red zone. And he gets this all the way inside the red zone, down at the 19. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He rolls to it, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Trying again, following the sack. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
Pretty easy to see here. He just simply takes off before he gets full possession, and that is a drop. It's kind of like when a receiver gets a handoff. You got to secure the ball first before you can make anything else happen.
And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. Now, after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. Jason Sanders on for the field goal. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Aubrey puts it through. And that cuts the lead in half, down to 3.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Holmes now to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Sentinels and Kirk Cousins headed back out to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year is over. On 1st and 10, it's Cousins. Curtis Samuel's there for the catch. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Now it's Cousins. Able to find Nakua here. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And they're going to have a first down. Motioning him from the slot right. First down throw for Cousins. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown. The Sentinels making a 9-point advantage. That one not easy, Brock. Threading the needle there. Boy, there was a lot of traffic in the end zone, but he still found his man.
Yeah, you don't really recommend challenging double coverage in the end zone in this league, but when you give your receiver a chance in that spot, that's what they love. And sometimes you just have to trust that your guys are better than the ones surrounding him, and he'll go make that play anyway.
Extra point is good by Santos. And the Sentinels make it a 10-point ball game. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Wallace with a return here. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now this offense getting set to work here. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. It's Henry on the counter. And the defense gets there to force a loss.
Kate, you know exactly what term of in a spot like this. Sticking his face in the fan. Because there are a lot of bigger bodies for a corner to sort through right there in the middle of the field. But he still charged in, made that stop happen, and I promise you, his teammates notice.
He's on the move. He's running for it. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
The Thunderbirds out and ready to punt. Signals for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 27. So no return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Cousins. This pass caught by Nakua. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. From the 38. Completed over the middle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. Stiff arm success. Give him 13 on that play. And it sets up 1st down.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
1st and 10. Here's Cousins. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Cousins. They bring the pressure, down he goes! Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. Trenton Gill out there again to punt this away. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. And this is the punt you want every time. He bounces out of bounds and sticks them inside their own 10. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now outruns their offense to take over. Out of his end zone, Rodgers. This is complete to Schultz. And he's up to the 7-yard line as he gets hauled down. 2nd and 3 now. Going with King Henry here. And he's going to be bottled up right at the line as we've reached the 2-minute warning. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on 3rd. From the shotgun, Rodgers. Puts a little too much into this one. That's too high. Brings up fourth down.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. One alligator, two alligator, three alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the
From their own end zone, and he gets away. Ball in his hands right around midfield. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Sentinels and Breece Hall about set to go on offense. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And they're going to take over possession. Working from the gun, it's Cousins. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. The man open and beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Hall there to haul it in. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff now. This offense looking to convert as they come up on third down. Looking to throw, Cousins. Oh, and the rush is too much. He's taken down. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. As they'll get together and discuss with fourth down coming up. Trenton Gill on the punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he's brought down before the return gets far. 58 yards on the punt there. And it's going to be their football coming up. The offense headed back to the field. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. Play action with Rodgers. Flushed out of the pocket. Took off with it again. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Rodgers here off the play action. That's the rookie from Texas hauling it in. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. A pistol snap here, Rodgers. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Another try following the sack. That one is incomplete. The clock now down to 16 seconds remaining.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. The play they wanted, it's going to be 4th down.
Okay, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. That is the halfway point, and the visiting Sentinels taking a lead to intermission. Now we'll go coast to coast. Jonathan Coachman standing by in our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. This is the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get you caught up on what's going on in the National Football League. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. These two teams heading out of the tunnel, and we're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. This return makes it up to the 25. Their offense taking the field now for the opening drive of the second half. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Trey Benson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Benson once more. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
You know, Coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
And he'll be brought down a step or 2 side field. They're going to mark him at the 48. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Now a give. It's Benson headed right. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. That's a short gain of 1. And that'll give him a first down. Right from the gun. Schultz with the catch. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Off play action, Rodgers. Bails out of the pocket quick. Gonna tuck it and run. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. That play goes for 19, 2 set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his team first down on that big run. That indicates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Rodgers. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. We've got a break in the action. Looks like someone was shaken up on the play. Medical personnel out now to attend to him. Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. On the give. Broke through the tackle. Across the 20, continuing to work. They rip off a big chunk of field. Up with 1st and goal.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
They'll run Benson. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. 6 yards from there. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Benson goes up and over for the touchdown. The Thunderbirds cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Trey Benson, the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one right down the middle. And the Thunderbirds cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Holmes now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Their offense ready to take the field now. That lead already smaller than it was at the break, Brock, and they're going to face a little pressure now on this opening series. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They start the half with a give to Hall. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. That's taken in by Samuel. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Oh, man, these are the kind of plays you can't wait to get on film and watch the next day. Look at the fellow pass catchers. Look at the guys getting out in front, helping on that screen pass. Get your player in space. Your buddies do the rest around you, and a big play follows.
Couldn't connect with Puka Nacua. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Complete beyond the marker. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That's good for 7 yards. And it'll give him a 1st down. Now Cousins again. That throw finds Okonkwo. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Slot man motioned over. They give on 2nd to Hall. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Here's Hall once more. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. From the 47. Able to hit Hall, complete. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. To the air, Cousins. Buys time, rolling right. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
On 1st down, here comes Hall. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yard.
Able to find Nacua here. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Stopped by Deion Henley. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Running back sent in motion. From the 20 on 2nd down. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Not on the same page with his tight end. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. Throwing is Cousins. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Hang on now. Looks like we've got an injured player out there and in need of some aid. So we'll step away briefly as they work on him. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hall. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Back to throw, Cousins. This throw is cut. And he drives this forward to the 6.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic. but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Oh, he's out of time, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. So for the 3rd time tonight, they're going to bring him out for a field goal try. A very short kick here from the right hash. Carney's kick is good. And that'll double their lead to 6.
You know, you look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Thunderbirds and Trey Benson back out on offense. And they have tried on occasion to ramp up their passing game, but just nothing has worked with consistency yet, Brock. Might be why they trail near the end of this 3rd quarter.
You sure love teams who excel on the ground, right? You love a physical game of football who can hammer at the opponent, but in today's NFL, it's just impossible to win if you don't have a passing component that's balancing it out.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. It's still just a 1-score game as we resume play in the 4th. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Rodgers set to pass. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Catch made by Mitchell. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. So now here's 3rd and 5. Now here's Rodgers. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Time we offered some serious blanket praise for this entire group defensively. The guys up front, they've certainly generated the pressure. Everybody on the back end in coverage, well, they're holding down their assignments to delay these throws. This is going to be one tomorrow, one fun tape to watch, because 6 sacks, hard to come by in this league.
And he'll scrape together what he can on the return and gets it back to the 20. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. We've got an injury stoppage here, and no, not what any of us want to see. You remember the injury his rookie year. It's Breece Hall hurts on the play. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. Finds him on the slant. And he'll get it up to the 27.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Now Cousins on 3rd and short. He has the first over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a pickup of 11. And that gives them the first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
New set of downs for him at the 38. They fake the handoff. Now Cousins. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. Out of the gun, Cousins. Finds him over the middle. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Working from the gun, it's Cousins. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. That's a pickup of 9. And they'll have first down. Herbert straight ahead. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Pressure's on him, and it gets home. He's dropped. Now, after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Here's Cousins now. He's in trouble and gets brought down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Kate, the game wasn't on the line with that series, but don't tell the defense because they brought the urgency and juice like it was. Getting the sack, setting up 4th down, well, it picks everybody up on that sideline, and now their offense gets a chance in a 1-score game.
On comes the Sentinels punter. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And they've got a long field ahead of them to begin this drive. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be a first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They give to Henry on the inside handoff. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Another run for Henry. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, Rodgers. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. They got 24 yards on the play, and it'll give them a first down.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Trying down the middle with Henry. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Running once more with Henry. He still has room inside the 30. And he has it down to the 26-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs. They'll come up 1st and 10. Now looking to throw with Rodgers. Escapes the pocket. He'll try and run this. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Trying to run with Henry. Dives for the end zone, and he makes it. Touchdown! The Thunderbirds come through to tie it in the 4th. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. The touchdown brought it even, and this try can give them a 4th-quarter lead. And he comes through on the kick to give them the lead here in the 4th quarter. Sanders all set to send it away. Holmes now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense getting all set for this series. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Trying an inside give to Herbert. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. Eight yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 29. Cook calls it in. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I'll tell you, that is a humbling moment to see a completed 3rd down pass actually go backwards instead of towards the sticks.
They're out now, ready to punt it. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Takes it in at the 26. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Thunderbirds and Aaron Rodgers headed back out on offense. And you may as well call him a constant headache that this defense has had to deal with all game long. I mean, they game plan to slow down his passing work, but it's been his rushes that have really broken the spirit of this unit. Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Give him 24 on that play. And they're going to have a 1st down. We've reached the 2-minute warning in San Diego. Thunderbirds clinging to a 1-point lead. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. They run. Here's Henry. And he gets this down to the 41 before being stopped. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. This is Henry on 2nd. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. A draw now. This is Henry. And they take him down right along the 30. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
Good running here. He's across the 15. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
This is why it's called a victory formation. He takes a knee and the seconds tick away towards a win. After one final kneel down, partner, and this should do it. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And this was the type of response you always hope to see after a loss, Brock. Get right back out there and find a way to win the following week. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a well-earned win for the Thunderbirds as we say goodbye from San Diego.